The vast majority of video games have a health bar of some sort. HP is the universal concept of opportunity. If you have health, you can keep playing. If you do not have health, the game is over and you reset. In Elden Ring, when we talk about HP, we talk about Vigor. Within the game, Vigor is defined as the attribute that governs HP. It also affects fire defense and the immunity resistance. In essence, the more Vigor you have, the more health you have, and the more health you have, the safer you will be. But this does not mean that we should level up Vigor to 99. When making a build, it is important to understand the specifics of Vigor so that we can maximize the amount of HP we have without losing out on all of the damage potential that the game provides. Understanding Vigor is key to making a top-tier build. Like all the attributes in the game, it is primordial to understand and identify exactly how much HP we should have in order to maximize our survivability without losing out on too much damage. We need to find the balance, because there are situations where you can have too much Vigor, and others where you have way too little. We need to find the perfect combination to maximize our damage potential and avoid the risks of being one-shotted by the toughest bosses in the game. Let's be honest, we cannot deal any damage if we are dead. For this reason, we need to find and understand the soft caps of Vigor, so we know when we are getting maximum benefits and when we are being attacked by diminishing returns. Please take a look at these two charts. On the top, you will see the correlation between your Vigor level and your total HP. In other words, how much total HP we have on each level of Vigor. On the bottom, you will see the correlation between each Vigor level and HP increase per level. In other words, how much HP we actually get every time we level up. Reading the charts can give you a general understanding of the actual values on a per level basis. That said, the most important thing is to look at the shape of the charts. On the top, you will see that during the earlier levels, the increase of total HP is more pronounced, and as we hit the later levels, the increase begins to flatten out. On the bottom, you see that during the earlier levels, we get high amounts of HP per level, and as we get to the higher levels, this amount begins to decrease very rapidly. This is diminishing returns at work. As you can see, the more Vigor we have, the more health we have, but the less health we get per level. The first big drop happens at level 40. The second drop happens at level 60. If we continue to increase our Vigor past level 60, we barely get any HP when we level up. With this data, we can safely determine that the first drop that happens at level 40 is the first Vigor soft cap. Up to level 40, we get the maximum amount of benefit per level of Vigor. After this level, the benefit we get per level up is smaller. That said, it is still a good enough benefit that it is worth the investment, but it is still lower up until we reach level 60. Now, if we continue to level up Vigor past level 60, the amount of HP we get is really small. It is extremely small. The additional HP we would get leveling up past 60 is not worth the point that we need to put into the skill. It would be much more beneficial to put this exact same point anywhere else, because we would be getting more benefit from it. This makes level 60 the second and final soft cap for Vigor. Going over 60 Vigor is never recommended. When talking about the definition of Vigor in Elden Ring, the game tells us that leveling up this stat will also increase our fire defense and our immunity. Fire defense is our character's natural capability of resisting fire-type damage, and this is very easy to understand. On the other hand, immunity is our character's natural ability to resist poison and scarlet rot. These are two of the game's status effects, and they both act very similarly. They both inflict a damage over time effect on our character. Poison's effect is minimal, not really worrisome, while on the other hand, being inflicted with Scarlet Rot can complicate things a bit more. As mentioned before, increasing Vigor increases fire defense, and the rate of increase is as follows. We get 0.66 additional points of fire defense from 1 to 30 Vigor. We get an additional 2 points of fire defense from 31 to 40 Vigor. We get 1 point of additional fire defense from 41 to 60 Vigor, and we get 0.25 additional points of fire defense from 61 to 99 Vigor. The exact same thing happens and applies to immunity. The higher our Vigor, the higher our resistance to poison and Scarlet Rot will be. The rate of increase is as follows. There is no increase from 1 to 30 Vigor. We get an additional 3 points of immunity from 31 to 40 Vigor. We get 0.5 points of immunity from 41 to 60 Vigor. And we get an additional 0.25 points of immunity from 61 to 99 Vigor. In games like Elden Ring, where you have to build your own character by putting points into different stats, players can make an almost endless amounts of choices. But in the end, it would always come down to the exact same question. Do I build for more damage, or do I build for more survivability? In my opinion, Vigor is an extremely important stat in Elden Ring. In fact, I believe that no matter what kind of build you are making, you should always level up Vigor to 60, the second soft cap. Now, this video is not about my opinion, it is about the facts, and I have presented them to you. If you are interested in why I always level up Vigor to 60, I will leave a link in the description of this video with my full opinion. Do not hesitate to check it out. After that, it is up to you to make your own informed decision. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope I do get to see you on the next one.